Night Show. I'm West Coast Wolf, your humble host. And tonight we have a really good discussion tonight and very appropriate for things going on right now in the world. Tonight we're going to discuss discipline, develop discipline, and become adaptable in a changing world. Okay? We're going to discuss the needs of the black community to build an alliance beyond blood relatives to the point of family, and why this may be the only option for some of us going past this point. Now, I want to bring some things to your attention that just being on the show, we do every first and third Monday, unless we have some holiday or some special thing happening. We broadcast every first Monday and third Monday of the month, unless something comes up. But I just want to commend you those people who are always on the call live, those who have shown the discipline to do what they say going to do and to support our future in the black community, BABC. With that being said, I want to go through a few things with you guys. I'd like to go over touching base on words that we discuss, like discipline, because one of the things that's thrown around pretty frequently, but I think people really need to really have a look at the definition. There's many definitions, but it comes down to one or two or three similar meanings. So I'm going to go use the one I have on vocabulary.com. And I want you guys to let's look at this for a minute because it's really deep in my mind. I want to go over with you guys to see if you see what I see. Discipline. When you have discipline, you have self-control. When you have discipline, children, you are either teaching them to be well-behaved or you are punishing and correcting them. Now, with that being said, nobody likes punishment. Nobody. But sometimes it needs to happen. Now, in this case, speaking on children, how many of you on the call can remember being punished for something you did bad, or you did something you weren't supposed to do, and through discipline, you were developed insight, so to speak, is not to do that again and why it's going to cost you for doing such things. Now, sometime, I'm going to get too much in the parenting role right now, but give you some idea of what happens when we don't have discipline. Well, all you have to do is go outside your door, go to the grocery store, and you begin to see what happens when we don't have discipline. But the origins of this word offer great clues about its current meanings. Let's see, the old French discipline, with a D-E-S, referred to punishment and suffering. Now, the Latin disciplina meant teaching, learning. The Old English version referred to a branch of knowledge or field of study, like you have a certain discipline. In martial arts world or the wrestling world, your discipline is wrestling, your discipline is martial arts, different styles like kung fu, karate, taijutsu, aikido, your discipline. Now, that's a strong word, okay? But developing discipline as a form of training is a military concept that's more than 500 years old. This is the part I want to get to you. It's a military concept that's more than 500 years old. Now, you ask yourself, if it's that old and still being used, it must be effective. Because if you know anything about the military, they're not going to use tactics or training that's not effective. And I believe in the black community, we can take a lot from this concept. Some maybe people disagree because to be disciplined, like something as small as being on time, takes discipline. Being on time to call, being on time to events, just being on time to work, that takes discipline. Also, with your money, not spending it all up when you get paid on trivial things. It takes discipline to handle your money situation. It also takes discipline to respect your elders and your parents, those who help guide you in the way you should go. Now, we all may have differences on what we believe. As far as religion is also a discipline. Your discipline as a Christian, discipline as a Muslim, discipline as a Buddhist, Taoist, a lot of different branches of that. but it all takes discipline to do. You have to be somewhere, do particularly something in special, and these things take discipline. And this is developed in you whether you know it or not over some time. Routine. I was talking to a multi-millionaire. He talked about how the reason why people are so adept to going to work from 8 to 5 because we've been trained since we were going to school. We've been disciplined to be in the same place at the same time every day. We get up, get ready, shower, put our clothes on, we go to school. Clock in. School, we have 2 breaks called recess, 15 minutes. And also in the work world, we have 15-minute breaks. Back on the job. We're all being trained, conditioned to be somewhere at a certain time. But to do that, once you get out of school and everybody's grown, you decide to do what you want to do. You're out of your parents' house. You're actually a person who is particularly considered to be an adult. So you being to work on time is something that you would have to develop in yourself. Nobody's going to make you go to work on time. But there will be consequences for not being on work on time. You follow me? So we must develop discipline for many different reasons. But also, we must become adaptable in a changing world. Now, in that being said, it's important that you understand the world is changing. And a lot is happening that you don't see. No longer the world is going to have you on center stage as being an American. Once the internet gained popularity, once we have all the social media intervention, so to speak, there are things being done off the main stage that you have no clue about if you're not investigating and researching these things. So they're building robots to replace many of the jobs that you may hold right now. They're building robots to remove the average everyday grocery store, the average everyday shopping mall, shopping center, the average strip mall, the average clothing store, the average restaurant. There's a lot of processes being automated. Okay? So to adapt in a changing world, you must be adaptable. It's almost like, some time ago, I used to study in the arts, martial arts. And I realized after so much time, things are given to you, okay, a scenario. What if somebody grabs your wrist? What would you do? What if somebody grabs your neck? What would you do? What if somebody does this, does that? What would you do? You see? But I didn't get it at first. It took a couple years to really sink in what I was being taught to do. I was being conditioned. I was being disciplined because when I did something wrong, I paid the ultimate price for it. I got slapped. I got beat. I got flipped. And I experienced pain. But that's part of the training. You see, the military knew exactly well what they were doing when they created the tactics they use today. Unfortunately for us, I believe, if you look at history, a lot of the tactics they have right now were created on the torture of black Africans. You can learn a lot from how fast it takes to kill a man when you have a slave. Cut his throat. Takes about 4 minutes to bleed out. So, supply the right chokehold on a man. Takes about 60 seconds for him to pass out. You stomp on the right part of the leg, you break it. You grab the arm a certain way, you dislocate it. These are things you learn in training in a particular discipline. I bring this up because nobody wants to experience pain. But in the world as black people, no matter where you go in the world, those who are undisciplined will suffer the ultimate price. I'm very glad. Looking at it, I was talking to my friend Edwin some time ago and talked about all things that I've been through in my life. And said, you know what? He said, Wolf, if you hadn't been through these things, you wouldn't be the person you are today. And, I realized that. So I asked myself, I looked for many days, many times, many years to look back on my life and say, why did all these things happen to me? But you know what? It made me who I am today. So for that, I'm proud of. But I developed discipline over a long period of time. because in my life, I didn't get any handouts growing up. You being the third child of four children, um, you get the second, third hand of everything. So by the time I got anything in my family, it had been passed down because we wasn't a rich family. Okay, I learned a lot of things being humiliated at an early age. That's why I cast no veil today. I live a very vulnerable life because I know the power in being who you are, the power in being real, 100%. And you go into the world, and a person like myself, several others, when you've been through certain things, as if, for example, on the street, the guys in the street who live that life, they see things happening on the street. The average Joe who lives across town in the white community or the Asian community, affluent communities, they're clueless of the things happening in the street. And they will go outside and they need a guide, really, just to navigate that area. If it wasn't because of for the white supremacists, something that we live under that protects them in a lot of areas, they wouldn't be able to walk the street because they don't have the social skills needed to survive in the street. That takes discipline over many times, many years of getting either beat up, abused, robbed, or getting in situations that you prefer not to be in. It takes discipline to have that. But over time, you develop the discipline. And the definition I just read to you showed that discipline comes a lot by negative things happening to you, punishment, pain. You see, I don't know anybody who I consider to be a good person, who to be a lawful person, a balanced person. I don't know anybody who did not suffer at the hands of their parents who is a good, well-mannered person today. I just don't know anybody like that. Those who I see who don't have what quote unquote necessary discipline, it's clear they didn't have a strong hand on them coming up. Now, I'm not saying you have to beat your children all the time or whip them or whatever. You can talk to them when they get older, but at some point in early in child's life, you have to make sure that you are given the right amount of discipline to your children. You see, the white supremacist system would have you believe that we shouldn't whip our children. They'd have you believe that we shouldn't lay hands on them. Well, sure. If you have undisciplined children, what's going to happen? They'll eventually end up in the hands of the police department, the justice system. And at that point, they make money on your child, 50 cents an hour. So it behooves the race soldiers and those who want to have target practice and have a legitimate reason to kill our people. They prefer to them to be undisciplined. But then they have a reason to exact disciplinary measures against them. So discipline is a very important thing. And for you to be on the call tonight over and over again, it shows you have some sort of discipline. And that's a good thing. But going forward, family, we're going to need to show a lot more. Discipline what we do with our time, our money, and our resources. Going forward, all we have is us. And that may be evident to some people just now that President Obama is not in office anymore. They may have realized that now. But for a lot of us, we've known this for some time. But it's become very apparent that you will need your people going forward. There's no way around it. You're not going to have the people you think you're going to have in your group. Now, I'm going to tell you something I said about family. Family and blood relatives are not the same. We might think it is, but let me just break something down to you. When you say somebody is your family, it's taken for granted a lot of times. But blood relatives are relatives. Father, mother, sister, brother, cousin. That's a blood relative. You might call them your family, yes. But when you use the word family, family is an action word. Family is a adjective to describe some type of love and commitment to another person. Now, I'm not saying that your family members are not, your blood relatives are not your family. What I am saying is that you can have blood relatives that's not your family. That's going to hit somebody. I can tell you a prime example in my family, in my blood relative situation. I have friends I consider my family more than my blood relatives. And I'm going to tell you, I'm gonna probably write a book about this. But this is one of the reasons why the black community never advances, never gets ahead. It's not just the white supremacy system. That's the start. That's what keeps us down. But when you're down in the trenches with people who look like you but don't act like, they have no connection to you whatsoever. This is where our problem really is keeping us back because of the slave situation that happened in this country, 400 years of that, 500 years of that. We don't look at each other like family. It's easy to tell because we talk about money. People start spreading. They turn their head. Everybody got another thing. They got something they got to do now. When we talk about money, putting something together with other people, it's an issue because they're not really family. You see, when your brother needs something that you consider your family, it's not even a thought that you're gonna give it to him. Sister needs something, not even a thought you're gonna give it to him. I see so many people talking about online and different particular calls and stuff about how the black people, especially the black men, don't support the black family. And I'm gonna tell you something. If that person comes from I'm just say family for the sake of everybody who believes family is your relatives and whatnot. If that person comes from an environment where it wasn't close knit, where the men didn't respect the women didn't respect the men. When something happens on the street, they're not gonna feel any type of connection or some type of way about you getting beat up by somebody in the street, you getting robbed by somebody in the street, somebody disrespecting you in the street. Nobody's gonna come for you. Now I don't know. A lot of people are clueless on why this happens. I'm not clueless on it. I know exactly why it doesn't happen. Because in your life, that person's life, this is how it goes down. If you grew up in a house where there's abuse always going on in your household, and if the abuse is coming from your father to your mother, and you didn't like your mother, and you didn't respect your mother, you didn't love your mother closely, you wasn't close to your mom, you feel like maybe she deserved it, or you feel like maybe she did something wrong. If this is a young man's feelings, what makes you think when he gets to be a grown man that he's gonna step in for somebody who is another woman, black woman, who is in trouble? It's foolish for you to think that. It's very foolish for you to think that. And if women are raising our children today with no man in the household, for whatever reason it is what it is. You have to develop disciplining yourself and fighting with your emotions. I know sisters got a lot of emotions. Fighting with your emotions, you got to discipline yourself to some degree. You got to pray about it, move about it, consult some help, get some role models for your kids, whatever. You got to do what you got to do because in the early stages of life, raising children, if you don't develop the discipline needed in your household for your children to see that discipline in action, you will have issues on your hand at the age when they get to be apart, when they're grown, they're bigger than you, they're not listening to you no more. Now they're going out and having relationships with other people. They learn from you or they didn't learn from you, so I'm not taking that foolishness to another relationship outside the home now. You see, it's very simple how these things work. It's not rocket science. It's very simple. People don't protect, look out for other people they don't consider family. It just don't happen. They don't look out for other people who they consider to be less than themselves or deserving of abuse. This is just what happens. Because I'm going to tell you right now, for a young man to grow up in a household, single-parent household, as most of the families now are coming through with, for a young man to come up in a household with his mom, who loves his mom, they are really close. She cherishes, she nurtures him. They have a good relationship. There's no man going to come between him and his mom and abuse her. The smallest child, the youngest man, will do something to protect his mom if he can do it. He's going to try something. He's going to do something. He's going to try. As he gets to be older, that transfers over to his adulthood. Now he's bigger, now he's stronger. You see, young men become men one day. Through discipline of their parents, it'll show what type of person that he's going to be later on. If you have disciplined children, if you create discipline in your family, you grow up to be disciplined adults. If you don't, they don't. It's just that simple. We got to stop looking for things to happen, for an act of God to come down and strike somebody to give you the knowledge you need when it's in your face. It's unnecessary. These things are like 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Undisciplined child grow up undisciplined adult unless something happens. And that's why I said discipline is about bad things happening, punishment, to show you what to do, what not to do. Without that in your life, a lot of us will be dead or abusive and or incarcerated. And this is the reason why it's a very important subject for our community. I watched a video the other day, and it was on somebody recorded a situation with a policeman and his couple was in the car. I believe Edwin showed me that. Shout out to Edwin for that. Thought about that. The policeman, wasn't a race soldier. Okay. The man was a concealed carry person. He had a permit. He told the man he had a permit. They had the light for the license plate was out. Him and his wife, and they had a little baby in the back, 2-year-old. The man said, "Get out the car." Okay. If a policeman actually get the car, he doesn't get the car. They argue with him. No, I ain't getting out the car. I know reason to get out the car. And his wife kept over talking him to talk to the policeman. She was out of line for that. You don't over talk. Two men having a conversation when one of them is a policeman and it's your husband. Let them handle that. The policeman said, "I'm talking to him. Be quiet." She kept persisting. I told myself, I said, you know what? This is an undisciplined person right here. Could have got some people killed. Had I been a race soldier, they would have been dead. Baby in the car, sad. This time it was the woman. Other times it's the man. So it's not one better worse than the other. Both have the issues. Sometimes he mouthed off to the back. I'm like, you mouthing off to the policeman. He should have been real calm. You just have enough information to get through the stop. Give any problems, but they had to be pulled out when his backup got there. They had to be pulled out of the car. See, that was unnecessary. Discipline. We have so much emotion from being disrespected in this country, and I understand. I get it, family. I get it. But you still have to muster something in yourself to have some type of discipline. Could it cost you your life or somebody you love their life for what you do? This is why when I go to the gun range, I take certain people with me. I teach them first. Don't put your hand on the trigger until you got a target. Focus on the target. Ready to shoot. Then you squeeze the trigger. Don't yank it. Squeeze the trigger. But not before then. Anytime you're handling the gun, you have your index finger on the side, on the slide of the gun. Not on the trigger. Because you know what? Without the wrong teaching, you develop the wrong habits. Undisciplined, you will shoot your foot off, maybe yourself or somebody you love. That's why it's very important. You cannot take anybody to the gun range who's not disciplined. If they can't follow instructions, won't follow instructions, they know so much, you cannot take them with you to the range. Many people have died at the range, I've been told. Being shot, shooting other people on accident, people don't think they know how to handle guns and weapons and whatnot, and they don't have the discipline or the training to do so properly. That's one example. But in the black community, we have an ungodly amount of emotions on us right now. We are all emotional time bombs for the most part. Most of us have that ticking point. And what I'm telling you right now tonight, we have to adapt to a changing world. Things are going to change here real soon for the worse in the entire country, entire world. And I'm saying to you, no, the world not going to end, in my opinion. It's going to get a whole lot worse, though. And without you having the discipline you need to steer your family in the right direction, to steer yourself in the right direction, you could lose your life over a small traffic stop. I've lost my temper before, too, in different situations. But never with the police. A man has a license to kill. I'm going to check myself to be the most calm, disciplined I can. And I don't care what that man say. He's not going to get me to the point where I'm going to do something stupid and get shot. That's my position. Now, for us to have discipline, we got to work on that. And for some of our people, you got to develop some thicker skin than what you got right now. You got to work on that. Because going forward, we're going to be deprived of economical resources on another major level. Everything's being automated. You might be the most skillful person in whatever you do right now currently. But what I'm telling you right now is this. If you're depending on the white supremacists to give you a job right now, for whatever reason that is, you better think again about what type of job you're going to be doing going forward. You might be used to having nice things. You might be used to having everything you want, go out and buy because you got skill set of some kind. But let me tell you something. Going forward, you better be amazing at whatever you do, or you better be a creative entrepreneur at whatever you do going forward, because it's going to take that kind of tenacity and ingenuity for you to keep working and making a decent living going forward if we don't put our money together. So I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to make a call about group economics, but what I will say about this, you must become adaptable in a changing world. If you tell a person that you old school thinking and you so rigid in your head that you only can think about things one way, let me tell you something. You in for a rude awakening, you still got to go to work, because you may end up doing something you don't want to do for a living just to make ends meet. That's why you got to be adaptable to a changing world. Let me tell you something. I did computer stuff, support, different jobs with computer, support, help desk, whatnot, technical stuff. Computers for over 12 years. I think 1999 I started. It's 17, wow, 18 years now. 18 years. Okay? And in my life, I know a lot of people, a lot of black people. And let me just tell you something. Out of all the black people that I know more about computer stuff than any of the ones I know. Now, to me, I don't toot my horn on that, because I know many white people, Indians, and Asian people know more than I do, because that's what they do. They live and breathe it. My point to you is this. If you don't have a basic understanding of computers and how they work, how to turn them on, turn them off, print out certain things, find your email, be able to detect something, let me tell you something. You better be retired. You cannot be 55 and under not knowing how to find emails that's sent to you, not knowing how to download, print stuff that's sent to you. You better not be 55 and under doing that, because that means you got 10, 12 more years before you can retire. And by the time you get another couple of years, family, they're going to ask you to do stuff that you don't know how to do computer-wise, whether it's support a robot system that they put in place, may have to change a module on it, run some software, update something, whatever, because it's all based on, operating systems like Windows, Mac, iOS, whatever. Cell phones have Windows and iOS on them, Android system, whatever. If you can't do basic things, let me tell you something. You better be an entrepreneur, because you're getting weird at the job market right now. And I feel for some of you right there. I feel for some of you, because you don't have a clue of what you're doing. And you got to go to work every day, you see. So adaptability, family, is much needed. So with that being said, family, I open the lines up. Press 1 if you want to comment on what's going on in the world today. And discipline, do you have it? You're working on it? Your issues? Any comments? Press 1 on your phone. I'll let you talk. Okay, I got one here. Okay. Last digit on the phone is 6647. Welcome to the call.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, bro?
My brother Leon. Probably one know more computers than me, but my brother's, what you, what, 35? 32?
I'm 34 right now.
34, okay. It's a young one
yeah,
in the bunch. What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Like school's out, so I'm just, just getting back, just feeling good. Was working full time, going to school full time, taking care of my mom. So it definitely burnt me out, but I'm recovering. But love the show. I agree with what you're saying, and just one thing too that I want to say is that when you're talking about the group economics, right? Talk about stay before later. One thing I've learned that I had to do about getting more disciplined is take a step back. It meaning like I'll still spend money with black businesses, the few that are out there, but I had to step back and I started reading this one book by Benjamin Graham called The Intelligent Investor. Started learning how to do stocks, learning more, just taking more action because, for it to be group economics first, I had to learn, and except as an individual, I had to learn personal economics. I had to learn personal discipline, learn how to save money more, learn how to invest more, stuff that they don't teach us in school to do. You know what I mean? But most of the time, like most black people, even if your parents are professionals, we just see them, paying the checks and struggling or just to get by, hoping that some white man hires them on but like you were talking about now with Whole Foods being bought by Amazon, most of their stuff is going to be just automated, I should say.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
so like this, even nowadays, like I've seen hotels where like a lot of the front desk agents are now computers, or movie theaters where a lot of the movie theaters, like this movie theaters where a lot of the ticket booths are now automated, or
right.
not, like
now.
Exactly, like Safeway. You know what I mean? So all this stuff. I mean, like first we thought it was bad with the Mexicans. Now you got Mexicans and robots. So, so it's going to be.
That gives me a point, my brother. I just thought about something. Here's something for the family. Everybody's listening. Think about this for a minute. If they're automating the jobs that we used to have, we had one leg up above the Mexican community because we had a little bit more education than they did. Well, they're like us. They don't confuse that well either. They're worse than us. So if you have a situation where they're hiring Mexican people to do some of the jobs that we do, right? But now they're being forced out of that workforce too, which means they're all going to go back to the bottom to get the jobs that nobody can do, the hard labor jobs, physical labor jobs. Well, we compete at the current level to get to. So I mean, even lesser jobs at the lower level, labor jobs for us, because they've been flooding back down the market too, because they can't do computer stuff either. Wow.
Totally, yeah. So, like I say, for anybody, I mean, just like put away the reality TV shows for a minute if you can. Like I know Marshall, like he knows how to work with his hands. CJ knows how to work with his hands. Like those are great tools too. To have, because just knowing those tools, like they're by definition they're entrepreneurs, but because they can start their own business. But those are great tools to have. But also, like you need to learn computers. You need to learn all kind of different things, because, for instance, you can have those tools. You can start your own business too. But we'll say, like a lot of people, may want to work for a union, like get that pension or work whatever. A lot of those unions are racist. You know what I mean? But nothing can stop you from starting an online store, or nothing can stop you from learning how to computer program. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of stuff that we just have to accept. In the next few years, especially like just going over it. Because otherwise, I mean, what is the purpose for them to have us? Like this, we've always been a workforce here, from slavery, even during Jim Crow. We've always been a workforce. Now they really don't need us. We're almost like the Palestinians in like Israel, because even the South Africans, even though they were abused, they were needed as a workforce. But in Israel, they're not really needed. You know what I mean? Like they're not needed at all. So they're more of a burden, and that's what we've become. We're becoming like a burden, and that's
part of the solution. Part of the solution,
exactly.
part of the problem. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like-minded people, like us, and, like need to work with like-minded people, because, hey, like, are we going to save everybody or whatever? I don't have a desire to save everybody, because not everybody wants to be saved.
Right.
Exactly. But like, just let's be honest, white people don't save every white person. You have you got billionaire white people, you have white people living in a gutter trailer trash who should be fighting with black people, but they're like, you know what, I'm going to hold this white thing out for a while. You know what I mean? Because I still benefit from white privilege. So
right. It's called collateral damage.
Exactly.
They have somebody across the tracks, in trailer parks and whatnot. They disenfranchise to some degree because they won't put a suit on, they won't clean up and get a job. They want to live off the live in a tent city. Some of them want to live in a tent just because.
Yeah.
The hippie generation coming back. So, but yeah, that's absolutely right.
Oh yeah. Well, like San Francisco's crazy. Like this, you got to make a documentary. What one class I have is a documentary filmmaking class. Sign up for like on some computer business classes, but that's one thing I want to make about the city is that like I'm seeing so many tents, man, it's insane. Like you go to freeway, it's literally tent city. I mean, it's more homeless than blacks in the city. I mean, no BS.
True.
Like there's
true.
more homeless than blacks. Like
I
if
drive
you do
every
see
day, bro. Trust me. I
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, people don't know that there's a lot more people being grabbing the women on going to the bar early in the morning, walking. A lot of people getting grabbed and assaulted and groped a lot more on the street now because they know they can disappear in the shadows. You don't know who they are.
Oh yeah, well like
and don't have no bike, Leon. If you got a bike out in the city, Leon, don't leave that bike. They taking bikes with the padlock on it, with the U lock, the hard lock. They can take. They know how to do all of that. Bikes are high commodity in the city. Bicycles, high commodity.
Total. Well, like like my brother, like he's law enforcement, and like the one thing that me and him talked about, number one, if you like people, especially the women, like learn how to, the men too. Because you always got to be the man of your family, but
right,
living on the street is especially horrible for women. Like talking to family and friends that are just working law enforcement is like homeless women get raped all the time. Like just literally, so they just like they're sleeping, so they jump on them.
Is that what he's saying? Is that what he's saying? Wow. I don't see why it wouldn't happen that way because you're not in society. You just do whatever they want. Yeah, that's sad though.
Yeah.
That's sad, man.
Well, because they're kind of like invisible in plain sight. We see them, but then we walk over them. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Some of them are crazy as heck. So I'll be, like that, but some of them are just normal people and stuff. Didn't have it. Kind of like this. Kind of like, there's a lot of black people. Just working your job, check to check, don't save. Check to check. All of a sudden, like your landlord ups the rent. You got to live in your car now and go to work. But all of a sudden, because you can't shower, you can't do whatever, now you're kind of funky, so now you get fired from your job, and now you're on the street. Some of these people, obviously have drug problems and drug issues or whatever, but like for like a lot of people, this can happen to anybody, and that's one reason why, the last couple of years, but especially this year, it's taking just my finances more seriously, saving, investing, learning how to invest in the stock market. And I'll tell you the truth, people, like it doesn't really have to be anything amazing. A lot of times we think stuff is hard because we see the stock market. We like, I don't know, like it seems this, whatever. You can literally get a mutual fund from your bank. Like most major banks will have that division. Like if you don't want to do a mutual fund, you can get an ETF with exchange traded fund, which is similar to like a mutual fund, except there's no manager to really, it's more like automated kind of thing. But it's either way. And a lot of times when you do the calculations or whatever, because I've been doing the ETF, exchange traded funds, you realize too, like you definitely get a lot more than you do on your, savings account, and also it's, like you buying shares of a company, whatever. But it's just learning these new things, because that's the world we live in. Like, we can't be like afraid of these things. We're fastly, if that even makes sense, like we're rapidly being left behind. You know what I mean?
Man, it's happening so fast. Brother, I'll tell you, I'm scared for my people. I really am, because they don't. It's like they don't put enough emphasis on what needs to happen. I swear, I just want to like really just shake people sometimes. Like, dude, you don't know how far you're getting left behind. You out here catting off and doing whatever, and the world is really moving fast, and they don't give a damn about what you ain't doing. They'll just put you out of your house, out of your apartment, on the street. They don't care. Where you go, you got to get out of here. Done.
Total.
That's just what it is right now. It's a cutthroat game.
Totally. Like, and if you outside your apartment, you not leaving, like, not because you try to be mean, but just because you have a lot of stuff and you're like, you don't have any vehicle, or even if you do, you don't have enough time. Hell, they'll call the cops on you for being a vagrant. So, and now you're part of the system too. So, like, like the system is the system. I would say it's rigged against us. The system is the system, and we gotta learn how the system works. It's just like the Matrix. You just have to learn how it works. Like the system is the system, kind of like the stock market. The market is the market. You know what I mean? It's good, it's bad, or whatever. It's a tool to be used like a gun. It's like this. We are going to learn how to use it for our benefit, or if we're going to keep, like being behind on it. Kind of like, like I've been using this one app called Acorns.
Yeah.
And it's
we talked about that.
Yeah. It's literally like Yeah, yeah, and just learning how that. I mean, like for people who like I don't have a lot of money to do whatever, you literally be like adding $5, $10. Like for instance, like if you continue to buy stuff, like your change that gets added up could be like literally like $5. Like once it gets to $5, it will automatically invested, or like you could have like a regular amount come out be like $20. I mean, you could do thousands if you want to, but literally just learn the game. It's not even, you know, it's like it's not even that hard. It's not even like don't even put that pressure on you. So like you got to be like a genius overnight. Just literally start learning the game, how it works. Because if you think about how much I don't hang out with that many people, you know what I mean? I'm more of a I might just I like who I like. I don't like who I don't like. You know what I mean? So I'll be, like just you, just you, my brother. So like I like you a lot, got love for you. But I'm just saying like, I like, like if you're like nonsense person, like I just will just drift away, and
I'm the same
like,
way. My circle is tight, bro.
Yeah.
My circle is tight. I think you, Leon. I think you know probably about 90% of my friends. And it's not because I can't have more. I just don't. I choose not to. What they're working on? Nothing. Okay, I ain't got time to spend time with you. I'm working,
totally.
trying to build a future here. I ain't got time to mess around with clowns. I don't have time.
Oh, total. Well, like at first I used to kind of feel bad about it. I talked to my brother. He's like, no, like that's the type of person I have. I was like, okay, because so many times you see people just wasting time on BS and whatever, like, or if they're watching TV and they're not watching a Boyce Watkins interview on YouTube to learn more about business, but they're learning more about what hip hop person did this or whatever. And I'm not saying that there's not time to escape. Escapism could be good. The thing is, escapism becomes a lot of people's lives. That's their lives. Going to work, on the other hand, or investing, that becomes like something that they just avoid. You know what I mean? Like I should say, like that's almost their escapism. Well, like it should be like this is your life. Like save money, take care of your family, invest not just in stock but also like in other businesses too. Like it could be like an internet business. Like just read up on it. Like just me and you are, like out of the matrix, but we're still, like you never stop learning, but we're still learning too, like just we're not talking down to people. We're just literally saying, hey, brothers in the struggle, sisters in the struggle, This is what's happening. Like we don't have a choice. They really don't. Very seldom do I see too many black people in the city. When people see, literally, like maybe we go to the Tenderloin, a little bit in the 3rd Street, whatever. But most of that area, 3rd Street, is mostly gentrified. Well, most of Fillmore is pretty much gentrified.
Yeah, you're in a bad place, but if something happened, you got to get you and your mom out of the city. Y'all got to come to the East Bay and get some support over here, man. You got to catch the last boy train out of you, and your mama got to catch the last boy train out of there.
Well, yes, if it gets too bad, I guess I just have to rob somebody. But good luck. But I definitely feel. Well, shit, I have.
You and your mama, y'all the black people in the city, man.
That's true. That's true. I will be the first.
I got another call coming in, but yeah,
yeah,
it's true, man. But
all right,
we
brother,
got you, bro. We got you over here. You roll over, you're gonna be good in good hands.
Thanks, brother. That's brother. And if you get stuck here, like I definitely got you. So like I got my equipment, like I got my iron.
Bro. I appreciate it. I'm working on the app to have us all in sync. Find all my brothers that around the city have an app. Everybody can find each other. Hit the button. Let's find out what my crew is. We gonna rendezvous over here at this point. Bring everything you got.
Yeah.
We gonna need it.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Like I still got that bag that you gave me too. Like I definitely.
That's good, man.
That's
good. You got that emergency kit, right?
Exactly. So just one thing before I click off, I do some other stuff too. I'm still gonna be listening, but
I got you.
So like I want to talk to you more probably during the week. I just been busy. I was supposed to call you Friday, but like I told you, like I just been working like 6 days and it's been burnt out. But I'll talk to you more about some other thing, and like don't need more often because definitely about that. And I'm starting to struggle, so I ain't got a lot, but I'm definitely down to give what I got. So cool.
I got you, bro.
All right,
I got you. Okay, Leon, we'll talk to you. We'll get the next call.
Right,
okay,
brother.
Appreciate it, bro. All right. I got 2697. I think I know who this is. 2697. Welcome to the call.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's happening, man? You listening?
Man,
you got that discipline, see? Got that discipline, man. I appreciate you.
Discipline, man. And that's what we need, We need to have thicker skin. And what you were saying about the person, I mean, it's just one episode. I've seen it too, right? Person in the car, and you got it's two people. It's usually two people in the car. It's always one person is saying something stupid. You're just saying too much, And we trying to. I mean, you can be as bad as you want to be, but I want to live to see another day. I want to live to take care of my daughter, my granddaughter.
Hello.
I don't want to be saying something stupid enough that's going to get me killed. This guy, he's looking for any reason. The police, he's looking for any reason to take you out, And apparently, the way they're getting off, it doesn't take much reason. He can shoot you for anything. So
I fear for my life. That's the main thing.
And so developing discipline is something that we just really need, And I discovered, I was thinking about what you were saying about routine. Routine is going to be the thing that's going to help you the best. I mean, it's just like, as much as I hate to say it, I always get on it, right? Because it is what it is. I mean, people that can't be on time. If I can't do anything else right, I make a lot of mistakes. If I can't do anything else right, I can be on time. I'm going to get there and maybe I forgot something or maybe, some other type of shortcoming. But being late, that's just not my thing. And I just think that we as a black people, not speaking about anybody specifically, but we as a black people, that's the first form of discipline, the biggest thing we need to get together. If they were giving away $1 million or years
how about an earthquake happening? You got to be here at 5:00 to get your earthquake kit for your family, and you late.
You got to be on time. And it's really almost a point to talk about it because it's something you have to just start doing. We as black people, we got to work on that. And then also too, a friend of mine was talking about. I was trying to tell him about BABC and about the talk show and everything, and this person he really made me think. He says, I just found out about my blackness, right? And it made me stop for a second and stop talking to him. I started thinking about it. He was saying like, you just, but I've been black my whole life. But yes, I just found out about my blackness. It's better late than never. I just found out about what I can do about it, how I can help my people, And so now I'm pushing forward. He said, but I've been knowing you a long time, CJ, and it's just been these last couple of years that you've been talking like this. And like I'm saying, it's better late than never. And so he's a little bit older than me. And then when I try to talk to him, right, about whatever, going to an event or whatever, he's like, you can't tell me nothing. And I've been doing this thing my whole life, but it sounds like you're not doing anything now. Because I don't care how bad a situation it is for my black people, I'm going to still keep riding with them. And I'm not going to try to carry all of them. I've been learning.
Right.
Will. I'm not going to try to carry all of them.
You, man. I'm working on you. Let them go. I'm working on them.
The ones that at least maybe don't know what they're doing, but they at least want to, I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to give them a chance,
I agree with that.
And then I was thinking about what you were saying about family. Who's my real family? Who's my real black family?
Your real family will ride for you, straight up.
So first I started thinking about my actual family members. My brother, he's in L.A. Is he pro-black? A little bit. It's just a distance, And then I got some other members of my family, my daughter and my ex-wife. And it's just my honest opinion, if I was in the trenches with somebody,
man, who you want to be with? I want
to be in the trenches with them. That's my honest opinion. I don't know if I want to be. I start thinking about who do I really want to. If I could pick just two people, who do I want to be in the trench with? It probably would be you and maybe
Ain't no
Naomi.
problem. You want to be with me, bro? Ain't no problem. You want to be in the trench with me? But I'm cutthroat. I let people go. They ain't producing. You gotta go. You ain't gonna risk my life, and you ain't risk nobody on my team life.
The only time discipline is going to come into play, and these people I can say these people without saying their names. The only time these people are going to get some discipline is all of a sudden at the last minute when it's necessary. All of a sudden, they're going to start remembering phone numbers. They're going to start remembering addresses, where people are. Where the hell is Wolf? Where is CJ?
That's why I'm off the grid. You know where I'm at. That's why I'm off the grid, because I don't want to be around. I don't want to be around that happening.
I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is.
It's the truth.
So,
it's survival.
Myself. So now let me get on myself. So what I'm going to do, since this phone call, I decided about, because older people, we get stuck in our ways. You know, that's the reason why I'm glad we're having our event over there where we're having it at. I'm glad we're having it there.
We need some young blood. We need some younger
minds, some younger thoughts, some younger action, and some people that are more willing to, move, to follow.
Right.
Because a great leader is one that knows how to follow. That's for sure.
That's right.
So being stuck in my ways, and I've made up my mind, I decided that I'm going back to school for two things. One is Spanish, and the other one is a computer class. And so that's what I'm going to do.
Hey, I may be teaching some of your people have a computer class. Some people, those who want computer class, basic computer class, so how to navigate, I may be having that class for a small fee for brothers to get together, and I may have that class for people. People have been asking me to do it.
Exactly.
I might be doing that class and let people know how things really work and get you ready going.
Exactly. I think the perfect step is going to be that center. That's the reason why I'm so on about going there.
Oh, they have a computer room right there for sure. I can have a class over there. It's very possible I would do that. Maybe Naomi get with me on that class. We have a class together or solo. Who knows? But it's true. And also let people know, man, we're going on a survival. We're going part 2 survival training class. We're doing that in July. Those who want to join us, you guys get with us on that. It's a sleepover that we're doing our own survival shelter overnight. It's going to be in July, end of the month. Those who want to get together with us on that, it's about $200 for the class. Just letting you know. So I'm putting it out there. But me and CJ is doing that class next month. So That's part 2. We did the part 1 and the fire class, and that was I'm just saying. CJ, I tell people all the time, listen, discipline is something you don't get overnight. If you used to running your mouth in dangerous situations, you're not gonna be with me. Cause I know to keep quiet like a ninja. I'll disappear on you in the dark. And you run your mouth and get yourself shot or compromising, and you will look around. I ain't gonna be there. That's why I said I'm making all my connections now on this side of things. Because when this country go upside down because we have a crisis and everybody hate the black man because Trump's running things, whatever may happen, I'm not going to have nobody in my circle who I can't depend on, who don't show themselves to have discipline in my life now. You ain't going to be in my circle because you ain't getting me killed. I take my life very seriously. And my close friends know me. I could be cutthroat because I learned a long time ago when I used to be loving the whole world, trying to save everybody. I'm not doing that no more. I will cut ties and you will die. And we will watch from a hidden location. Because I'm not risking my life for nobody who ain't got no discipline. It ain't going to happen. Everybody that's to the world. Everybody need to know that. You're going to have to, if you got a fight and you ain't got no fight in you, you got to stay where you at. I run with warriors only. I don't run with no sheep. Okay? We're wolf pack. We all wolves. Ain't no sheep in my group. If you a sheep, you want the bad over there. I ain't rolling with you. I ain't rolling with you. That's full disclosure. I'm not rolling with you. Because if one of mine go down, CJ, one of my Edwin, Marshall, somebody go down, we going to get them. Because I'll tell you right this, I'll tell people I watch a lot of movies in different situations, and I'll tell you what, one of my people is worth 10 of yours. And we're going to see what's up when I put the scope on you. Because I ain't losing none of my people, because I can sleep good with them. I can't lay my head down somebody who's panicking, who don't know what to do, they acting crazy, they don't want to get ready to leave, they got to say somebody who they don't know there. No. You ain't compromising my team. You have to find out what you is doing now. You ain't rolling with us. That's why I say right now, the BABC is a family organization. Those who don't understand that, they're going to find out real soon. It's a family organization. We try to save people at the bottom, connect our resources, make some stuff happen. Because when things go down in this country, it's a cycle. It's a century cycle. If you look back at history, every couple of centuries, we have a major regime change. America is well overdue for a regime change. And when that thing happens in our lifetime, you better be ready to roll with people you know who's going to be. And I tell you right now, full disclosure, if my brothers, my blood brothers on the cliff, and my friend was on the cliff, and they both, I can only save one. I hate to say this, but truth be told, I'm saving my friend over my brother. That's just how I am. That's how I'm rolling, because that's who family to me. You all got to decide who you're going to be rolling with, who you ain't going to roll with. I'm not risking my life for nobody who don't love me like that. It ain't going to happen.
Exactly.
That's
Sean, let me say
full
something.
disclosure.
So look, before you click me off, I need to say this because somebody just texted me, and without saying who it is, look, they didn't hear. Let me reiterate and make it plain. The first thing I said, I'd do anything for somebody that's in our group. Because I got a feeling our group is getting ready. I got a feeling that our group is getting ready to get smaller. Okay?
I think so.
But what I said is, if I had to choose only two people, is what I said. Mm-hmm. I'd do anything for anybody in the group, but if I had to choose only two people to be stuck in the church with, probably be you and Naomi. That's what I said. So.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. I choose me too. Not because of who I am, because look, not because of who I am, because I'm what I'm willing to do. And like I said, this is what I live for. I want to survive. Survival is the first law of nature. Even your body. I tell you all the time, you don't get it. Even your body. Lose your water and lose your food. Your body react to it. Somebody got the echo on. That's your phone. Yeah, speaking.
Yeah, cut me off.
Yeah. Lose your body fluid. Lose your food. Lose your water, and your body will start to consume itself, because survival is the first law of preservation. I mute you, CJ, so I can get the echo noise out. But I'm letting people know that even your body, God has put in you to survive. If it was okay for African people in this country to die, you would just go into the night softly, not screaming, not crying, none of that, because you want to live. We are the only people in this country, as a group, who allow the race soldiers to kill us and without retaliation. We're the only group, because we've been socialized that their life is more important than ours. You see, this is why people die. I tell people all the time, people don't like this. Some people don't like this, but I'm telling you something. The reason Eric Garner died so easily, not because he's overweight and had asthma. He died because he submitted. If you watch that video, you muted, CJ, I'm going to mute you in a minute. If you watch that video, family, look at the Eric Garner who died by the hands of that race soldier. Watch that video again. He had his hands up. He never fought. He never tried to protect his own throat when he was clearly choking him out, because he submitted. And he kept submitting even when the man wouldn't let him go. I'm telling you right there, it's because you value their life over your orders. This is why you do such things. I'm telling you right now, I'm not that guy. I'll submit. But once my life on the line, things could change. Things going to change. I ain't going to just let nobody just choke me out. It ain't going to happen. They ain't choking me out, not kill me. No, that ain't going to happen. I don't care who it is. It's in my body. Once I was a kid, never forget I got choked out by somebody. I ain't choked out like to pass out, but I got choked in school. Never forget it. Sitting down. Somebody come behind me. Never forget. Choked me. I couldn't get out. I didn't know how to. Man, listen, I told myself never again or let somebody put their hands on my throat and me not have a say in the situation. And God's my witness. Since that day, since studying in the martial arts world with some high-level people, I ain't been choked out since. I've been doing the choking. Okay? So that's where I want you to be. Y'all rolling with us? This is how we doing it. Full disclosure. Okay, CJ. Okay, CJ.
Yeah. I need a minute. I'm in the middle of something.
Okay, I got somebody. Marshall wants to say something. I'll get back to you.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right, I got somebody who wants to say something. Let's see. All right, Big Gate. I know I saw your hand.
All right, my Wolf.
Yes, sir.
Undisclosed.
Full disclosure.
Yeah, the undisclosed portion about the full disclosure is pretty doggone simple. I don't know how many people in the group, out the group, know people that wasn't in the group that have been in any form of the military services. Mm-hmm. I can say this, seeing how I got that Vietnam War and all of the things that I had to go through personally. The bottom line is, you got your buildings and you got your family. But the first thing is I got me. I'm going to hold down everything, and when I see you coming, I'm going to be like on the Cowboys. Give me fire while I go around the other side. I'm going to get you some fire where you can get around. But when I stake out, wherever I stake out, fully disclose everything that come through that path is in bad shape, period. Period. That's it. I don't care. That's it. I'm through. Right now, I'm through.
Sir.
You know, everybody better go and make sure that they have the ability to have enough. I asked a friend of mine the other day, did you have a weapon? Yeah, I got a weapon. You got ammunition? Yeah, what you got? I got a whole box. Oh, what you going to do when the box run out, huh?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, full
Use harsh
disclosure
language?
is keep it, huh?
You use harsh language?
Did I use harsh language?
No. After his box run out, he going to use harsh language? The people fall back on him? Yeah. I don't think so. That was a joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you got me on that one then right there because I'm right here. I done already stopped, backed up, and I'm ready for whatever's coming. That's where you got to be, period. You know, you get to the point that you get to feeling stuff. Your hairs jump on the back of your neck. Why? Simply because you are ready for whatever comes in when that situation produces itself. You're going to do more than you think. So you get everybody you can with you, those that you trust, those that you know.
Just right now, that's what I'm doing right now. This is a sorting phase right now. Sorting phase right now.
And get to the highest. That's right. And get to the highest point of land you can get to. And when you get to that highest point of land, wherever it is, you do one thing. You can see everything coming one way or another. You can protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can protect yourself.
But that takes discipline. You got to develop discipline over time to decide what you're gonna do because it can't happen in the last minute. Something you got to train for now. Tell folks all the time. Things will happen to me right now. Anybody put their hands around my neck, instinctively I'm gonna snatch it. Anybody who put their hands around my throat, that's instinctive for me at this point. After learning what I've learned, doing what I've done, can't nobody put their hands on me and lock no choke on me just like that. Now with my hands free, ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Several have tried and they end up on their back, limping. I show no mercy when somebody try to choke me out. I show no mercy. Unless we train like TJ, unless we training.
Well, that's what I guess I was getting to all along is that I'm ready right now, if need be.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Right now, and I'll help everybody I can help. I will do that, but I'm ready right now. I'm not messing around with nothing.
Yes, sir. I know you are. I know you're ready. I seen you. I know what you're working with. I know you're ready. Oh, Lord, I'm ready. Ooh, they would not roll up over here. What? Gator. The original agitator.
They can come if they absolutely. They can come if they want to, but I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, no, sir. I'm with you on that, bro. I'm with you on that. But like I say, man, I'm trying my best, Mars. I try my best to make people understand that, listen, discipline is so important. And the military didn't use discipline 500 years plus if it didn't work. You have to develop it. And you can't do no last-minute training. And on top of that, it could be with your money. It could be with your storage, your preparations for the future, emergency preparedness. It could be with hustling, making a living. You got to be adaptable. Those who are adaptable, they ain't going to make it. You got to adapt. You have to. So,
well,
that's that.
Like I say, well, you got 6 cents about situation going on, stuff around here going to happen in a way that you're going to say, oh, I didn't get prepared, but you see it coming. Those of us that's ready, that's what it is. We're going to be ready. The plan already is in motion. Get to the highest point of ground that I'm going to get to and take it, number one. Conquer that hill, and now I'm waiting. Come on, if you want to. I wouldn't advise it. All of us there, that's what I'm saying. It's just like others. And if we had our buddy system there in the non, but you could have somebody right there in a hole with you running through something, man, and duck behind something and say, man, we made that hump, and turn to your left or to your right, and there they are with the eyes wide open, mouth up, bullet went through their head. It's called take care of yourself right now. Be ready right now. Right now.
It's true. It's true. I don't know if a lot of people heard about what happened to the House of Representatives of that baseball part. A lot of folks don't know that this gunman came and he decided he's going to kill Republicans, right? And he actually in the parking lot to leave early. He said, "Is there Republicans or Democrats playing over there?" And he said, "Republicans probably." He went to the trunk, got his high-powered rifle, and he started shooting. And I'm gonna tell you something. They said that the majority whip was the only one that had security there. He had probably 5 or 10 guards or whatever. And if it wasn't for the people returning fire, they would have massacred everybody. That's unheard of. And in the center block, the Boys and Girls Club, they ran behind the center block. It was cemented deep, so they ran behind that. But if it wasn't for them returning fire, he would have massacred everybody. Because one person has security detail. See, you can't defend yourself in the changing world. It's not. I don't know what to tell you. It's gonna be bad for you. It'll be really bad for you.
It's gonna be really bad. It certainly is. People gonna lose their mind. This country has never had an invasion or anything like that, and this is urban amongst those of us that are here. They got to come from no outside country. It's coming right here. It's those police that we got right there. It's the urban warfare that they fighting overseas and come back, hire these jokers as police because it's urban right here and their warfare is already in them. They're going to be moving and hitting it too. Green lights on you, red lights on you, all of that on you.
Yeah.
You got to move. You got
That's
to be able to move.
Don't be in the
blocks.
That's the city. When you're in the city, be careful.
You and I both know a cinder block, you can get behind that cinder block wall you want it. They got something to come right through it.
50 caliber.
Right. Yeah. Come right through it.
Yep.
Right through it. Look at that movie, The Sniper, for those that don't believe me.
American Sniper, yeah, that was heavy. That disturbed a lot of people. But like I said, you're right. If something happened in this country, the Americans, they send the National Guard down here, man, to get them open up, fire, to just hurt and kill certain people of certain color, man, it's going to be bad. You got to be bad.
Well, they're going to be doing that. It's gonna be mass riding. People gonna be saying, "Oh, my babies, help me! You got to keep. I'm gone, lady. I'm sorry about that. I'm taking care of mine right here." It's gonna be others running around stealing and doing everything else. It's gonna be worse than Katrina, where they was up inside of the dome raping women and taking stuff. And the others are gonna be scared to death and arrested. And it's a whole bunch of them went and got weapons now. Lord have mercy, every time I go to the gun shop, white women is buying weapons.
Yeah, they are.
They gonna shoot. Yeah. They gonna shoot. They are gonna shoot.
Black and Mexican between the crosshairs.
In the past, they don't shoot it.
It's true.
Yes, they are.
It's absolutely true.
Yes, they are.
So, all right, my brother. That is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I know the show almost over, seeing how it's after 9, so let me let you go. Let somebody else speak.
Okay, bro. All right. So if anybody's want to speak on it, press 1 on your phone, and we'll have you have your say. But it's a changing world, family. I wish I could make some up and make you feel good, and make you sleep good at night, but unfortunately, it's not the truth. And what those don't know is that the economy is on a thread right now, and all they're doing it to fool you guys to believe we doing okay. I'm telling you, we're not. I'm telling you, something's on the horizon. It ain't the end of the world, but it could be into your life. Depends on how things happen and how people take it in this country. Because people who had things all their life ain't gonna be used to not having those things. Those people are in tents close to the street, getting all the rations at the bottom. They stopped feeding those people because of whatever happened. They got more hooks connected to the street, more understanding where the water is. They know where the food cans are. So it won't be much for you to even get out the trash on the street if something happened in this country. You better have a few things stored up for yourself already. I'm just saying. So a changing world, family. Be adaptable. You know, it's chances that a lot happens and people still are able to survive because they learn how to adapt. And that's the name of the game, adapting, family. And like I say, I love all the BABC members, those who with us, those who are going to be with us in the future. This broadcast is really for those who are not part of our group, who want to join us. We're in the Bay Area. Shout out to us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook, the Bay Area Black Community page. Follow us on YouTube, The Bay Area Black Community. Follow us on Twitter, @BayAreaBlack. And it's a protective tweet, so I got to check you out and see who you're about, what you're about. And you want to send us any contact us information, go to www.bayareablack.org. Please donate to our cause. There's a big red donate button on the homepage. Make sure you donate so we keep things alive in the show, keep things going. And all the tidbits we give you, family, has been tried and tested. And we just want you guys to survive what's coming down the pipe. Don't you believe what they tell you on TV. Don't you believe what people telling you in your neighborhood. It's going to be all right. You can kumbaya if you want. Because when things start happening, it's going to happen fast. And you have time to even think about what you should have done. And you got to be sure of who your circle is right now. So I advise you like I'm doing. I don't beg nobody to join us in our BABC world. Because what I know is if you got to beg somebody to come in, you got to beg them to stay. And we're not doing that because when the chips are down against you, you got to trust your team against all odds. And I trust my people. You should trust your people. If not, get a new circle. Well, with that, family, you guys have a good night. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll go out because I really believe we should have our own land, a BABC estate, with our own people on there. We can train our own children. That's why, with my brother Eddie Crow, I'm going to leave you with separate because that's what we need to do. If not the country, in the country, we need to buy our own land and separate. Thank you, family. God bless you.
Separate when you notice it's something great. Hate to hate, but I'm shaking up all the fake. About the powers for our kids. We gotta save it so they can easily live. Least of my people ain't treated equal. Tired of sequels. Stories bore me. Lives kill glory. Black so beautiful, matter before me. Before extinction, we won't be preaching. We can't be marching. And that shit go in the coffin. Black fist, black thoughts, whites want us cut off. Right now, get rid of coons in the room. Don't assume we clean here, fuck the rear. Ain't no luck, that tool truck, we know war. Life on line, we gotta fight from the core. Outnumbered, we pull back, but come around and flank you.